Hey, good afternoon. Hey, we're here at the European Sharepoint Office 365 and Azure Conference in Copenhagen. Yeah, so this is the day 2 of the sessions, the Wednesday wrap up. I'm Christian Buckley. You can find me at Buckley Planet.
Tracy van der Schyff at Tracy VDS.
And Eric Overfield at Eric Overfield.
Heather Newman at Hedda Newman.
Hedda. All right, well, let's kick things off. So we had day 2. I mean, I look at the agenda and I see some of the sessions, and there are certain standouts, certain patterns that I see in a lot of the content today. So what were your takeaways from the day? What did you go and see? What did you participate in? And we're also talking about the conversations on the floor here. Like, what did attendees come and talk to you about?
So one of the first sessions I went to really was the day 2 keynote with Paula. That was outstanding. It's on cybersecurity. It went way over my head. I left going, oh wow, I'm totally not secure. But I appreciate that intro, like that review of, hey, look, this is important stuff. Here's what people are doing. You want to think about it. And a lot of it was about social engineering, which I thought was fascinating. Like, hey, maybe we should actually stop that person at the door we don't know before they come into our office.
Let's see, I've been doing a lot of walking around and talking to people today. That was a lot of what I did, and talking to different vendors, and they all are very happy with the show, which is nice. There's lots of really quality conversations going on, which is great. And I had a interview at SkySync, and we talked a little bit about cybersecurity as well, and that's with the multi-cloud world that we're in, and having all kinds of different sort of disparate systems that people use, and some people are on Microsoft products, but then they use other things for personal storage and all of that. So it was kind of it was cool to have some of those conversations today as well.
I was next to you in the session of Paula's, and I think that's something you have to do at conferences as well, is to put yourself outside of your comfort zone. So I normally wouldn't go to a type of session like that because it just scares me, and I avoid things that scare me because that keeps my life all happy and stuff. But I went to that session specifically because I don't think I'm prepared enough. I don't think I have enough details, and it also went quite seriously over my head. But something that's social engineering, that was a very, very cool thing, and that just reminds me something that I share with people all the time, is that evil doesn't have an evil face, okay? It's going to be the pretty looking nice lady, the grandma coming in busy knitting socks for her kids that's going to steal your data, people. So get your cybersecurity stuff. My grand's going to be so upset right now. Christian, over to you.
I was just going to say that I think is the approach in the U.S. of TSA. They just go after the grandmas, carrying stuff. But I won't want to get into something. That's something else. But,
Bad thing.
I think it was consistent. The feedback talking about Paula's session was that on cybersecurity is that people were coming out and said, I thought it was fantastic, and I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Which we should be.
It's a good thing.
Yeah. No, it was good. No, the other thing that I like, and of course, so Eric and I had sessions at the same time. You were talking blockchain. I was talking about, the inner and outer loops and communication across Office 365, and talking about culture. And what was interesting, I came out of that, I had a lot of great questions and conversations that led into the expo hall, is how many other topics, and they started talking about, well, this person's session talked about culture, talked about adoption and engagement, and like that side of it, the softer skill things. And that is great to see that it's becoming more prevalent within the space. I know, Tracy, you talk about that extensively as well.
I did, and I had such a great saying. Thanks for everyone that went to the session, but had such a great session. It's always you kind of think that the people are going to go for the more technical sessions, but then I'm so happy that they come when you have an important message to deliver. And I mean, that was kind of the theme for me for today, is how people just kept on stopping me and chatting about that problem that no one's addressing, that elephant in the room that no one's talking about, the training and the user adoption. And I think that's great about the conference. I mean, they said yesterday that they had so much more Azure type of content, but definitely also starting to see a lot more of the adoption and the training type of sessions, I think, which is going to be great.
I had a couple sessions today, and I thought that the questions that I got were really good. Now, I didn't get the questions during the sessions too much, but afterwards, a lot of people lined up. That was really great to hear these different issues and go like, yeah, that's a lot of fun. I got to go to Sue Hanley's session. She did more of the information architecture kind of session that was very well attended, but of course we know Sue's going to be delivering great content. I went to Naomi Moneypenny's session for a little bit. That was, of course, surprisingly awesome. Not surprisingly awesome, excuse me. Chris O'Brien as well. He had a really good session on SharePoint framework and whatnot that was good in the large hall, and it's amazing, like the A1, the main hall that could hold 2,000 people. Even when you have like 400 or 500 people, it looks empty, but he did an outstanding job, and I mean, a lot of people are very interested in his topic. Such good content today. I mean, every time block, I'm like, I want to go that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and now what? I got to pick one or two.
Yeah, and today we had our Diversity in Tech luncheon. So that was great, and it's so great to see that grow over the years, and also it's diversity in tech, and yes, there's a lot of women in tech stuff too, but it's great to see both men and women, everybody coming to that, and Donna Sarkar is amazing. She's so cool, you know, like she runs the Windows Insider team, and she's a fashion designer, and she's an author of like 7 books, and she's so impressive and always so lovely. And being here with also Caruana Gatimu, who she and I spoke today about, you know, how Microsoft is looking at global diversity and inclusion, and sharing that with folks, and then being in, you know, the soft skills, you know, it's part of it. I really love that conferences that are technical in nature are bringing in digital literacy conversations and the user adoption conversations and burnout and mental health and the things that, you know, we're humans in tech. And I think that when we lack those conversations, that's when people drop out and they, you know, feel alone and all of that. And I've had so many conversations about that because of the work I do both inside of Microsoft and helping them, as well as, you know, at these conferences. And so I'm really glad to see more community theaters happen and these conversations, because it affects technology and it makes us agile, and we're more creative, and we can have more, you know, like thinking about blockchain and how that's affecting the world, and AI and all of that. So to me, having a conference producer say yes to doing things like this, I think is really exciting. And so I commend ESPC for leading that, along with a lot of our other SharePoint conferences. You know, our community cares about that stuff, and I love that. And so, yeah, I was really happy today about all of that.
I was just going to say that it's you know, as you add topics like that, while it's always nice as a speaker when you go in and there's 300-400 people sitting there ready to hear, it's like, but when you have a lot of these new topics, it doesn't mean that if you have a room that has 30, 40, 50 people of a, you know, conference this size, that it's not important, those topics. It may just be more, you know, targeted around that. But I mean, certainly, you know, around diversity and inclusion, I mean, it's expanding in different directions, because it's not just a gender thing, and there's so many different factors to that, and so it's great to see Microsoft taking a leadership role, that the community is embracing and adding on to that thing. But also, I mean, it's being kind of built into the different topics. I think we've all seen this, especially having all of us been in the SharePoint community for such a long time, where it's not just about, hey, we've deployed servers, they're now lit up, it's on, people have access, go. Like, it doesn't just work like that, that there are other factors. And so to talk about those soft topics, as you talk about, you know, the burnout, to talk about the things that are keeping organizations from really expanding and I think being long-term successful with a technology, usually have less to do with the technology and the features that it does or doesn't have, and everything else around that. And so it's, I know it's uncomfortable for a lot of technology people, but sometimes you have to have conversations. You have to talk to people, you know, so that plays a factor.
I think something that I just heard so many times today, and that it comes down to all of this, is I had so many people come up to me and say, thank goodness I'm not alone. And I think that's what makes the conferences great, is that you kind of sit somewhere, you have a conversation, or you're in a session, especially these real world examples where people say, this is how we fixed it, or this is how we messed it up, you know. Then people walk away and go, wow, I thought it was just me. I thought everyone had it sorted, and it's not, it's just me. And I think that's incredible, these conferences, that really helps us. You were talking about Donna, and I actually interviewed her earlier on today. She is incredible. She's the opening keynote for tomorrow morning, right? It's going to be very exciting.
I have to say, if suddenly it's announced that she has like a bionic leg or something like that, I'm not going to be surprised. Yeah. So I think that's I'll just roll with it. It's like, it's going to be Donna, of course. So. Yeah, absolutely. Superpowers, bionics, whatever. You know.
I'll let him keep laughing. There were some awards this morning that came out. I know that at least 2 of them went to Rencor, which was really cool, and I got to talk to Matthias about that, who was the founder of Rencor, so he's really honored by that. I believe it was a top cloud solution, and something else was really cool, so that's really cool. And we have a few more awards coming out tomorrow as well.
Yeah. So I guess that's what are we looking forward to tomorrow? Like, what else is going on? I'm in the hot box for most of the day. I'm here on the floor. There's a couple sessions that I'm going to go into, but one other thing I did once. So I did an interview with Caruana Gatimu, who is a part of the engineering team around Microsoft Teams, and she talked about the smashing success in the U.S. of the Champions program. And I had heard that there's like 800 or 900 members. Like, no, 800 or 900 people signed up for the first broadcast, like the meeting. There's over 5,000 people that are signed up for that. So she talked about that program, and that is that community aspect of like not being alone, sharing resources, sharing stories, sharing best practices, all the different scenarios. Like that is a great resource if you're leveraging Microsoft Teams. Of course, it's around cross workload, but it's focused around Microsoft Teams. So you definitely want to go look at the Teams Champions program as well. So rest of other things interest tomorrow.
I think, sorry, I'm going to pass on to you now. Please don't forget about the hands-on labs, because that's happening every day. I mean, tomorrow again from 10 till, and I see the guys sitting there, they're learning cool new things. I mean, there's so many new modern stuff and tech that's come out that the guys can just learn. And so hands-on labs are there outside of the expo hall, so please don't forget about those.
And Ask the Experts. I love that. It's so great because I was like, I've been using Stream a little bit, and I was like, I want to go see Michael and check that out. Michael Grath, who is amazing. And I was like, yeah, give me some in-depth knowledge. So the Ask the Experts, changing topics, but it's terrific. And seeing Donna tomorrow, I can't wait for that. And I'm going to plug us. We're doing another diversity and inclusion 2:00 session we did leadership yesterday, we did networking today, and tomorrow is about being a mentor and mentorship. So I'm excited to do that as well. So.
And I know tomorrow morning we're going to find out where ESPC 2019 will be, so that will be exciting. We also know when.
Do you know?
I do not know.
It's just not on, people.
Let's do a campaign now.
This
Everybody
is
needs
not.
to tweet Heather.
Listen, we don't know who knows, but let me tell you who doesn't know. I mean, that's just easier, isn't it?
I don't know either.
So I think also that I just want to reach out to those that is at the conference. Please don't forget to rate the sessions. It's unbelievably important for us. And even if you give me bad news, look, everyone needs an excuse to drink wine, so that's fine. Even if it's not a good rating, people, please rate the speakers. It helps us to form our content, to change the way that we speak, to maybe add things, and sometimes you just don't think of everything. Especially for me, I mean, I'm sure it's for everyone. You travel to different countries, I step on toes, okay? I don't always have the tact necessary to travel to different countries. So if it is that we can change things and make it better, I would really want to know. So please remember to rate the sessions, rate the conference as well. I mean, it really helps us make it better. And if you have FOMO, you better be here next year, because we're going to be here next year. We want everyone here. So I hope everyone's getting FOMO that isn't here at the moment.
Well, with that, we're going to wrap up. So thanks all for joining the panel. Did you have anything else to add? Final thoughts, or we're good to go?
There was one from yesterday I wanted to talk about, which was the lookbook, the Sharepoint Lookbook.
Spoiling the fun there.
It was on our list too, but yeah.
Tell us more.
The look great. So I mean, even though having gone to Ignite and you kind of think, oh no, you got some of them waxed. I sat there in that session and Jeff went lookbook and I went like, wait a minute, put it in my OneNote and immediately went and checked it out. What a cool! It's just a site with great inspirational examples, because I think we all kind of like go to SharePoint Online and we go. I'm so sorry. So, but I'm trying. So let the seat, your seat's got to go down. We spoke about this. Your seat's got to go down because this is embarrassing. Okay. So anyway, there's a rule, Heather. This is if someone steps, that's out of line. That is out of line. So SharePoint Lookbook is this great site that you can go to. I think it's aka.ms/SharePoint Lookbook. And you'll go and find great examples there. There's I think 4 times 3, so there's 12 great type of business case scenarios and things that you can look at. Beautiful examples of layouts of the pages. It's also got a PDF that you can download. code. If you're at the conference, right there at the Microsoft booth, you can go and get a printed, like limited edition little coffee book as well with some beautiful examples. Very sexy, very sexy. Just when I thought SharePoint couldn't get sexier, wow, that happened.
Okay then. All right. So.
I think that's it. That's enough.
Well, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks everybody for joining the panel. Of course, tomorrow we'll be back. I think we're an hour earlier tomorrow because of the end of the conference, but we will be doing another live broadcast stream. And so, definitely reach out to us again. Just before we sign off here, if you want to reach out to us, Buckley Planet on Twitter,
At Tracy VDS.
At Eric Overfield.
At Hedda Newman. Hedda. Hedda. Hedda Newman. There you go. Hedda.
It rhymes with cheddar.
Cheddar.
Cheddar. Hedda, cheddar.
Okay,
All right.
we should cut.
Thanks a lot for watching. Right back.
Everyone.